I'll be sharing. First of all, okay. What are you seeing on your screens?
Attendance sheet.
Yes.
Attendance register.
हाँ, सोच मैं I'll just experiment के कितना टाइम लगता है अटेंडेंस लेने में. भाई जाहिर है कि मुझे हर एक की शक्ल नजर नहीं आ रही, हर एक का रिस्पांस में नहीं देख सकता. फिजिकल क्लास में बैठे हो तो जाहिर है कि देख लेंगे कि अभी कौन बैठा कि नहीं बैठा. अब्दुल्ला खान, you just open your mic and say yes or whatever.
Yes, sir. Present.
Abdullah Khan present. Ahmad Shahzad.
Present, sir.
Alishba Fatma. I think Alishba was there. Open your mic and respond to. सब लोग अपना mic खोल लें.
Yes, sir. Here.
Alize.
Present, sir.
Amna Waqar. Amna Wasim.
Present, sir.
Amna Wasim और Amna Waqar.
Amna Wasim.
Anjali.
Present, sir.
Anusha.
Present.
Asfandiyar.
Present, sir.
Aisha.
Present, sir.
Eamon.
Present, sir.
I cannot pronounce this name. Nusrat.
Present.
आपका फर्स्ट नेम क्या है?
Sir
Chao?
Cho. Sir Cho.
किस लैंग्वेज का लफ्ज है ये?
Sir Korean.
Korean. So
Yes.
your mother must be Korean.
Yes.
Okay. No problem. Daulat.
Yes, sir.
Fatma.
Present.
Hania.
Present.
Harun.
Present, sir.
Hijab.
Present.
Hussain.
Yes, sir.
Iqra.
Present, sir.
Isra.
Present, sir.
Jabiria.
Present, sir.
Khabar.
Present, sir.
Maida.
Present, sir.
Mishal.
Present, sir.
Muhammad Ahmad Umar.
Present, sir.
Aqib.
Present, sir.
Hamza.
Present, sir.
Saad. Mohammed Saad.
Present, sir.
Raid Muhammad.
Present, sir. Muhammad Saad, present.
Raid Muhammad.
Present.
Rahim Farooq.
Present, sir.
Rania.
Present, sir.
Rida Sarfaraz. Sadhana Harish.
Present, sir.
नाम सही लिया आपका?
Sir, it's Satnam, yes.
सलमान शेख.
Present, sir.
सारिम अहमद.
Present, sir.
सरीना.
Present.
शेख मोहम्मद मुहिब.
Present, sir.
अली हसन.
Present, sir.
सैयद अशर अहमद.
Present, sir.
सैयद मोहम्मद फराज शेब.
Present, sir.
तला कामिल.
Present.
उसैद अहमद. उसैद अहमद. विद्या कुमारी.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Usaid Ahmed present.
Okay. Zara Fatma,
Present, sir.
Zainab Kamran,
Present, sir.
Amna Waqar, so one student is not present. So it took me 4 minutes to take the attendance, and this is a sort of a blind attendance in view of the fact that I just had a count of 44 students present in my class, nothing else. Okay, now what do you see on the screen?
Course outline.
Okay, you have this already with you. I hope you have downloaded it. There are 4 chapters of the book, second one, Anton 10th edition, that I'll be following. The names of the chapters are headings here: techniques of integration, application of integration, infinite sequence and series, and parametric equations and polar coordinates. Now, the first part, techniques of integration. Generally, students who have studied pre-university maths, that is A-level or intermediate, इनमें ज़्यादातर चीज़ें कर चुके होते हैं. But those who have not done, college algebra has not sufficient scope के उसमें ये सब चीज़ें कराई जाएं. कैल्विन में आपने कुछ चीज़ चीज़ें की होंगी, and still, as I am directed to teach this in this course, so I'll be teaching this. The teaching during this chapter will be more inclined towards revision of concepts that you may already be familiar with, and assignments and quizzes. At least 2 or 3 assignments from this chapter, and 3 quizzes from this chapter. And I'll be going relatively more rapidly through this chapter. Application of integration में से भी कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जो आप लोग कैल्विन विद एप्लीकेशन में कर चुके होंगे, like area under the curve और area between curves, but हो सकता है वॉल्यूम्स के भी कुछ पढ़ा हो, लेकिन I'll consider this as a fresh topic. Arc length, maybe you have studied arc length, but I'll go in some details. Arc length of a curve on a plane represented in rectangular coordinates and then in polar coordinates. And I'll be introducing polar coordinates here. Again, some of you may be familiar with polar coordinates, but we'll consider things from scratch almost. Area of surface of revolution. So I'll discuss what is the surface of revolution. For that, I will have to discuss few basics of 3-dimensional geometry, which as far as content of this course is concerned, is not part. But when someone tells me that by in बच्चों को surface of revolution पढ़ाओ, so it is not possible without discussing some basics of 3-dimensional geometry, so that I can make you understand the concept of surface and then the concept of surface of revolution, and then how we go about finding out areas of surface of revolution. Similarly, when I talk about volumes of solids, volume of solids are obtained using different methods. So ये volumes के लिए भी मुझे यानी इस chapter में अगर area between the curves कराने के बाद I'll be considering some details of three-dimensional geometry, guide you through what part of the book you should consult to have as a supplement for what I teach you in the name of three-dimensional geometry, which is not formally part of the course. Yes, this infinite sequence series, you may think that you have studied sequence series if you have studied A-level maths or intermediate maths. But here, the matters are more serious. Pre-university mathematics में आपने sequence और series जो पढ़े होंगे, they were restricted to arithmetic progression, geometric progression, harmonic progression, and then geometric series, arithmetic series, blah, blah. Formula for the sum, which is series, only for three particular. Mostly people remember only arithmetic and the geometric, और harmonic अगर पढ़ा भी होता तो ज़्यादातर लोग भूल जाते हैं. We will be focusing on sequence and series from a different point of view. Sequence is a function, and how sequence can be considered as a list. Sequence can be considered as a pattern of numbers. If there is no pattern of numbers, what we say, okay, we cannot study the behavior of the sequence. Now, what is the behavior of a sequence? Generally, we mean behavior of the sequence when n becomes very large. What will be the term of the sequence? Will it be finite? As n approaches infinity, you get a finite result, the convergent sequence. N approaches infinity, you get multiple results, or you get infinite results, then the sequence is not convergent. So we'll be more concerned about the behavior of the sequence, and then series, of course, and then some test which can be used to explore the convergence and divergence of infinite series. We'll talk about alternating series where terms come as plus and minus, blah, blah. Moving on to absolute convergence. So this will be a more involved chapter and will be new for most of you. I have a particular feeling for the study of sequence and series, and usually I say that calculus में पहले ये नहीं पढ़ाया जाता था, लेकिन in the modern times, like last quarter of a century, it has become an essential part of at least one course on calculus. Calculus कहीं दो होते हैं, कहीं तीन होते हैं, लेकिन ये essential part हो गया. For example, you are people from economics, and in economics you come across finite sequences or finite series as well as infinite sequences and infinite series. Can anybody think about any such thing in economics?
Sorry, can you repeat?
मैंने ये पूछा कि सीक्वेंस और सीरीज क्या कहीं इकोनॉमिक्स में आपने इनका जिक्र सुना है? Have you seen any use of sequences and series in the study of any idea in economics? How many of you studied simple and compound interest?
I have.
Everyone should have. You're economics students. Yes. And what about annuities?
I have, sir.
Present value of annuity and future value of annuity. They are all sequences. और उनके जो फॉर्मूले हैं वो सीक्वेंस के फॉर्मूले जिस तरह डेवलप किए जाते हैं उस तरह उनके फॉर्मूले डेवलप किए जा सकते. Perhaps a good teacher, you may, when he or she taught you these things, may have taught you how these formulas are developed using concepts of sequence and sequence. Anyways, so I was telling you that a study of infinite series has become an essential part of calculus courses. Now this fourth part, now what I was thinking, why should I teach you this fourth part? Parametric equations and polar coordinates. Plane curves की बात हो रही है, कर्व्स पे टेंजेंट्स की बात हो रही है, नॉर्मल्स की बात हो रही है, एरियाज एंड लेंथ्स इन पोलर कोऑर्डिनेट्स की बात हो रही है, कॉनिक सेक्शंस की बात हो रही है. इंटर करके कि जो स्टूडेंट आए होते हैं ना वो कॉनिक सेक्शन काफ़ी अच्छी तरह पढ़ के आए होते हैं, बट ए लेवल वाले जो हैं they don't have much knowledge of conic sections, particularly in polar coordinates. So तुम लोग इन तरह से, when I'm talking to economic students, या अपने आप को तसल्ली दे रहा हूँ मैं, मुझे तो एक कोर्स आउटलाइन भेज दी गई, मैं जस्टिफाई करूँगा उस कोर्स आउटलाइन को in relation to your background as well as understanding mathematics. So this part is about curves, and you study different kind of curves, and you study different kinds of marginal concepts, marginal Fibonacci's or marginal Fibonacci's, and we have some relation of derivatives with the marginality of any concept, and the derivative is derivative's geometrical representation is tangent to the curve, and different kind of curves that you may have studied in economics. It is not necessary that you study the different methods of representing curves, but whatever we learn in this chapter will give you a better understanding of the way the curve's nature can be explored. And in view of this discussion and in view of a general idea about mathematics and particularly about calculus, जैसे अल्लाह यहाँ कहता है कि उसने कोई चीज जो है वो बेकार. Somebody asking some question?
Sir, I want to ask, the outline does not cover the quizzes and assignments. How many quizzes or assignments can we expect?
मैंने पहले पार्ट के बारे में तो बता दिया आपको कि 3 असाइनमेंट 3 क्विजेस होंगे, बाकी के बारे में कुछ नहीं बताया. अभी कल हमें एक ईमेल आया एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से अबाउट एग्जाम पॉलिसी. सो मैंने आपको पहले पार्ट के लिए तो अपना एक टारगेट बता दिया, लेकिन मुझे ये देखना है कि ये जो कुछ भी एग्जाम पॉलिसी के मुतालिक इनका इनकी डायरेक्शन आई हैं कल, वो हो सकेंगी कि नहीं हो सकेंगी. तुम लोग तक भी पहुंचे होंगे कि जी 3 RDs होंगे और वो फिजिकल एग्जाम्स होंगे. I don't know whether they will be able to hold physical exams or not, whether they will be able to even hold exams or not. और फिर उन्हें 3 हफ्ते जो हैं वो मुकर्रर कर दिए कि ये एग्जाम भी, कि ये एग्जाम भी, कि ये एग्जाम भी है. और अभी ये देखना है कि कमिंग मंडे आर वी गोइंग फिजिकल और नॉट, बट दैट इज नॉट इन माई हैंड। वो सिर्फ गवर्नमेंट के इख्तियार में भी नहीं है, वो फेडरल गवर्नमेंट के इख्तियार में भी नहीं है, सिर्फ अल्लाह में इख्तियार में है कि जो पेंडेमिक है उसकी क्या सिचुएशन होती है। हम सब दुआ कर सकते हैं, जो लोग कोशिश करने वाले हैं वो अपनी कोशिश कर रहे हैं टू कंट्रोल द पेंडेमिक, बट विदाउट 100% वैक्सीनेशन of students, IB staff, teachers, nothing can be done physically. And even lately, there are so many cases appearing जिनकी vaccination हो चुकी थी and they are affected by the COVID again. I don't know. Just pray for the best. And so बकिया क्विज जो हैं, whenever I switch from one part of the course to the other, I'll let you know that what we have to do, what we are going to do. तो मेरे ध्यान में एक रफ जो है वो तकरीबन अगर 3 assignments per part of this course outline मैं रखूं, that makes a total of 12 quiz and 12 assignments. Apart from that, 3 hourlies. So it may give me a good opportunity कि मैं 10 assignment और 10 quiz best count करूं। अगर 10 assignment और 10 quiz हो तो हो सकता है मैं 8 best count करूं, 8 best assignment or 8 best. So I'll keep a margin of 2 if I conduct more than 7 or 8 assignments and quizzes. But if it is less, then I'll give you margin of 1 only. अगर 6 quiz 6 assignment होते हैं तो 5 best count होंगे assignment, 5 best assignment पर ये हो देखी जाएगी। Now my point is I don't bother about all these things much. I bother more about our communication, the process of teaching and learning. So I will discuss few things, very elementary things, to start with my formal discussion. I should not call it formal because this is not part from this course outline. Let me start with this question. कि कैलकुलस, अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि कैलकुलस को डिफाइन करें तो आप कोशिश करेंगे कैलकुलस डिफाइन करना। व्हाट इज कैलकुलस? नो रिस्पॉन्स। अच्छा चलो सवाल को थोड़ा सा आसान कर देता हूँ। व्हाट इज मैथमेटिक्स? Calculus is finding area under a curve and slope of a curve. अशर साहब ने कमेंट किया है और अहमद ने मेरे ख्याल दूसरे सवाल का जवाब दिया है, स्टडिंग द पैटर्न ऑफ चेंज। ये पहले सवाल का जवाब भी हो सकता है, दूसरे सवाल का जवाब भी हो सकता है। विद्या कह रही है इज द मैथमेटिकल स्टडी ऑफ कंटिन्यूअस चेंज। Continuous change, okay, good enough.
Study of arrangement and quantity.
As far as mathematics is concerned, okay, rate of change is part of calculus. Yes. As far as defining mathematics is concerned, if you Google the word, you'll find different definitions, and the best modern definition that I like is that mathematics is a study of patterns. And wherever you can find patterns, mathematics is there. But usually when we think about the term pattern, we immediately visualize geometry involved. क्योंकि आमतौर पर patterns हमें geometry में नजर आते हैं. But patterns are found everywhere. In the physical world, geometrical patterns. But in the abstract world, there are abstract patterns. And mathematics is abstract word, and we have abstract patterns. We just need to feel about, we just need to learn about what kind of patternization is this. A pattern mathematics में किस तरह से बनते हैं. The most fundamental patterns that we can find in the study of mathematics are numbers. तो ये एक philosophical discussion हो जाती है कि how numbers represent patterns. So one can say that we can relate numbers with some geometrical shapes in order to understand the patterns. If I talk about a point, I say that it corresponds to what? As far as number is concerned. Geometry में अगर मैं सिर्फ एक point की बात कर रहा हूँ, तो numbers के नुक्ता नज़र से मैं उसको क्या कहूँगा? Or what number would I like to associate with just a point? Remember, point has no size, no dimension. Point is just a point. Made on a line or a plane or 3-dimension, wherever. अच्छा चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Straight line. What number would you assign to that? चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. A plane, just like the top of this table on which my laptop is placed. What number will you assign to that? I'm not forcing you to come up with the answers, but look at the pattern. If I talk about point, which is no dimension, no size, I'll assign 0 to that. A straight line, I'll assign 1 to that. Somebody said 1. And what about the plane? Two. So you have a geometrical sense of point, line, plane. Point is 0-dimensional, line is 1-dimensional, and the plane is 2-dimensional. The space is 3-dimensional. And mathematicians, the crazy mathematicians, have patterns which are 4-dimensional and 5-dimensional and so on. So there is a correlation between numbers and patterns. ये एक abstract example भी, मैंने बहुत सारे examples हो सकती हैं. आमतौर पे people associate various things to numbers, like वो Arabic numerals में लिखा जाता है 1, इसलिए कि इसके अंदर एक एंगल है. 2, इसलिए कि इसके अंदर 2 एंगल है. And so on and so forth. इस तरह के pattern. So we can visualize different patterns. So I'll be talking about numbers before I talk any calculus. What you are seeing on the on your screens
your notes.
What's the heading?
Calculus and introduction.
ठीक. Okay, loves the word calculus. It means bead, dana. The plural is calculi, beads, dane. And I hope most of you are familiar with counting beads, या तस्बीह, जिसको हम जो मुसलमान हैं उसका तस्बीह उस पर मुख्तलिफ अपनी दुआएं पढ़ते हैं. And the non-Muslims have their tasbih also. उस पर वो अपनी चीज़ें पढ़ते हैं. और जो एथिस्ट हैं, इनका कोई मजहब किसी मजहब फॉलो नहीं करते, even they use this sort of thing and they call it worry beads. जब वो परेशान होते हैं तो दाने जो हैं उनके चल रहे होते हैं. यकीनन कुछ ना कुछ वो भी पढ़ते होंगे. Anyways, काउंटिंग, दाने काउंटिंग के लिए इस्तेमाल होते हैं. So the first basic concept that arise in the study of calculus is the process of counting. And this could be the earliest human intellectual need or process that gave birth to any mathematical idea. Counting of belongings, whether these are pieces of stones or pieces of gold or minerals or whatever, or the number of sheep in a herd, and you call them natural numbers, जो कि बुनियादी तौर पे काउंटिंग के लिए इस्तेमाल होते हैं. So I just talked about कि counting numbers जो हैं, how they are related to patterns. They themselves have a pattern, an abstract pattern. Any other set of objects can have this property. वो प्रॉपर्टी मैंने लिखी हुई नहीं है, मैं ब्रीफली ऐसे डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ. फर्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी, अगर एक सेट ऐसा है जिसमें एक पहला नंबर है या एक पहला ऑब्जेक्ट है, उसके बाद उस सेट के अंदर हर ऑब्जेक्ट से पिछला एक ऑब्जेक्ट है. there is a first element of a set. For every element there is a previous element, except the first element. First element का कोई previous element नहीं. If these two things I think about, let me repeat, there is a first element. For every element there is a previous element, but there is no previous element to the first element associated with the first element. With this property, if I develop the set, can you visualize how many elements will there be in the set? मेरी बात समझे हो कि नहीं समझे हो?
Yes, sir.
So how many elements will there be in a set? Infinity. Yes. Sadhana said infinity. And there are infinite number of symbols that are used as counting numbers. Whenever we use this notation, it means n will be any of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. इसके सबसेट्स तुम पढ़ चुके हो, कुछ मुख्तलिफ जगह पे देखे होंगे. Two interesting subsets are prime numbers and Fibonacci numbers. Prime numbers वो numbers होते हैं that are divisible by 1 or themselves. So you are very familiar with prime numbers. Or these prime numbers are nowadays in the modern world have an extensive use in the economy of the world. Can anybody say something about that? या आप ये एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहे थे कि मैं प्राइम नंबर्स का इकोनॉमी से कोई ताल्लुक जोड़ने की कोशिश करूंगा, और इकोनॉमी से क्यों जोड़ रहा हूँ, फिजिक्स से क्यों नहीं जोड़ रहा? Because you are students of economics. इकोनॉमिक्स में फंडामेंटल जो कॉन्सेप्ट है जिसके गिर्द सारी चीजें घूमती हैं वो क्या है? पाकिस्तान की इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन अच्छी है, इसका क्या मतलब होगा?
The
GDP, मोटी मॉडल फासले
GDP is stable and growing.
But that is all measured in terms of what? Resources are sufficient, okay. So resources, we measure the resources in terms of what? Numbers. Okay, prices, but the price is also a number. Numbers that represent the amount of money. Stock market, values of a stock, also in terms of numbers that represent money. अच्छा, stock market हो या banks हो या insurance companies हो, in the modern setup where they are all been computerized, online banking हो रही है, online services दे रहे हैं, different businesses. What is the major concern of doing any economic activity online? Security, yes. And security is based on prime numbers. Privacy issue, that is security again. Encryption, कितनी अच्छी encryption है कि कोई hacker जो है उसको decrypt ना कर ले. And that system depends on prime numbers. How? Anyone interested? Google करो, तलाश करो कि what's the role of prime numbers in security of computerized systems or encryption and decryption. I hope you are familiar with the terms encryption and decryption. Encryption is coding information and decryption is decoding information. So we have Fibonacci number, एक famous series है, मैंने सिर्फ example के तौर पे कि counting numbers के different subsets हो सकते हैं. Zero as a count of nothingness is the most recent number used. It was for the first time used only 1,000 years ago. And then we have count of gains or losses. So we have negative and positive numbers. In between, we have a balance of zero. We call this set of integers. So हमारे पास counting numbers फंडामेंटल जो हैं वो तो नेचुरल नंबर्स, एक जीरो का इजाफा कर दें, नेचुरल नंबर्स यूनियन द सेट कंटेनिंग जीरो ओनली, सेट ऑफ होल नंबर्स आ जाता है, एंड द कंप्लीट सेट ऑफ होल नंबर्स that is positive, negative, and zero all. After counting, there is a process we call measurement that forces one to think about part of a whole. And you may have seen scales, futta, ruler, whatever you used to call it, जिसमें 1 इंच के या 1 सेंटीमीटर के 10 हिस्से हों, या 1 इंच और 1 सेंटीमीटर के 8 या 16 हिस्से हों. Most of the engineering scales are of this type. From 0 to 1, we have a midpoint, which is 1/2, and we have points 1/4 from 0, 1/8 from 0, 5/8 from 0, 3/4 from 0, and so on. So whenever we need to measure things, तो जब measurement हम करते हैं तो कोई भी measurement is not necessarily result into uncounting number. So for example, if I'm measuring my weight, the measuring जो भी scale मेरे पास है, मैं उस पर जब खड़ा होता हूँ तो वो ज़रूरी नहीं है कि एग्जैक्टली मुझे 80 kg या 81 kg बताए. It can tell 81.5 or 81.2 or 80.7. So measurement is a process which requires now for measurement we have two kinds of numbers. Rational numbers, which when converted into a decimal, 1/9 को decimal में convert करोगे, 10/9 को decimal में convert करोगे, we will have 3/7 को decimal में convert करोगे, 1/13 को decimal, and so on, integer upon integer, इनको decimal में convert करोगे, तो you will have a pattern of digits. For example, these numbers, which are not terminating, but they have a pattern of digits that repeat itself indefinitely. This pattern, 428571, recur indefinitely in the decimal representation of 3/7. But there are some other fractions, that is integer upon integer, which terminate. So we say that rational numbers, that is integer upon integer, when put into decimal form, they are either terminating or non-terminating but recurring. Irrational numbers. By definition, if a number is converted to its decimal form, and the decimal form neither terminate nor you have a recurring pattern, then that number is irrational. क्योंकि उसके अंदर rational की characteristic नहीं. Now, this problem arose very early in the time of Greek dominance on mathematics and philosophy. Although Pythagoras' theorem was realized much before that period of Pythagoras in China, around more than 3,000 years ago. But Pythagoras presented this theorem for right angle triangle, as there was a lot of work, philosophical work, geometrical work was done by Greeks in the study of triangles, and particularly right angle triangle. So you have this Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse squared is equal to base squared plus perpendicular square. So if we consider a right triangle where base is 1, perpendicular is 1, we come across c square is equal to 2 and c is root 2. You can look for method of finding decimal form of root 2 and जब मैं कैल्विन शुरू कराता हूँ यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल पे तो इसको मैं एज एक्सरसाइज दिया करता हूँ कि ज़रा निकालो स्क्वायर रूट 2 की डेसिमल फॉर्म कम से कम 20-25 प्लेसेस से तक. There is a square root algorithm and some of you may be knowing that. But now computers apply that algorithm and find the values of root 2 to hundreds and even thousands of decimal places, and iska koi recurring pattern nahi milta. So root 2 when converted to decimal form is non-recurring, non-repeating, non-terminating, non-repeating. गलत बटन दब गया मुझसे. Anyways, let me use it. इसी तरह pi, Archimedes has discovered that pi, which represent a number with geometrical features, that is circumference, ratio of circumference to the diameter of a circle, is not a rational number. और उसने एक algorithm भी दिया था pi की value निकालने का. So we in calculus books sometimes in the margin give such values. Pi की value decimal number, thousands of decimal numbers तक मालूम की जा सकती हैं. This is also non-recurring. Similarly, exponential base of log, natural log, has no repeating pattern. अच्छा ये वो natural number उस सेंस में नहीं जो काउंटिंग नंबर है. ये by nature these numbers have been designed by nature. Pi हो या base of natural log हो, इसी तरह एक golden ratio भी होती है. ये नेचर ने बनाए नंबर, इंसान ने सिर्फ डिस्कवर किए हैं. But we can make irrational numbers apart from these natural non-recurring decimal numbers like root 2, root 3, root 5, pi, e, the golden ratio. One can form different irrational numbers. आप कोई नंबर बनाते चले जाएं जिसमें repeating pattern ना हो, वो irrational number होगा. चुनाचे what we do, teachers or writers of the book, irrational numbers को कहते हैं कि इस तरह से define करते हैं. देखिए, I have written here irrational numbers. P upon Q, where P is an integer, Q is an integer, Q should not be 0 because it is in the denominator, and P upon Q is the simplest fraction. इसका मतलब P और Q में, यानी 1 upon 2 और 2 upon 4 जो है, इनमें simplest fraction 1 upon 2 है, तो वो 2 upon 4 नहीं आना चाहिए. Anyways, irrational को define करते हुए क्या करते हैं? Irrational को define करते हुए कह देते हैं कि भाई ये P upon Q की तरह का नहीं है. कौन P upon Q? वही जो rational numbers को define करते हैं. तो इस statement का purpose is only that a number which is not rational is an irrational number. And then we come to complete our set, which I call our world, our field, our set, that we study everything related to this set when we study calculus. Our world, that means if I'm working with any mathematical problem and I don't get a result as a real number or an element of this set, मैं कहता हूं कि इस प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन नहीं है. In this set, beyond this set, if I go into the higher dimensions, R square, जहां पे point जो है वो represented by two numbers, and that also can be used आप में से बहुत से लोग पढ़ चुके होंगे complex numbers. For the timing, our field, and in the sense, in what sense I use the word field for real numbers? Only field is a technical word in mathematics, and real numbers का set field है. But हम इस वक्त technical field के तौर पर बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम इस वक्त सिर्फ इस sense में बात कर रहे हैं कि all what we have been able to do up to now is the game of mathematics, and that game is played in this field, the field of real numbers. Any real number is representing, in fact, the distance from the center or origin. If the number is positive, the number is, the point is on the right side. If the number is negative, the point is on the left side. For every point on the line, this is called real line. For every point on the line, there is a unique real number in the set R, and vice versa. For every point, number in the set R, there is a unique point on the real line. There is a one-one correspondence between real numbers and the points on the line that we call real line. Now, I will terminate my discussion by raising few questions. Okay. I have 2 points, naming them A and B. And this A and B may be numbers, real numbers. I can have different possibilities. And one possibility is that A is a rational number. That means some integer upon integer. Now, in between these two rational numbers, how many other rational numbers can be? I repeat my question. First कीजिए ये है 2/3 और ये है 9/10. In between, how many numbers of the type P upon Q would be found?
Sir, infinite.
Infinity.
Infinite. The second possibility is that A is an irrational number, B is also an irrational number. In that case, I say that, okay, this is E and this is pi. Remember, E was 2.7 something, pi was 3.14 something. In दोनों के दरमियान, how many irrational numbers will be there?
Sir, between 2/3 and 9/10?
नहीं, between E and pi. E is something like 2.7, non-recurring. Pi is like 3.14, non-recurring. How many other irrational numbers, non-recurring, non-terminating, can be found between these two irrational numbers? Vidya Kumari has come up with the answer infinity for which part? First part or second part? If it is for second part, it's all right. Yes. There will be infinitely many numbers. Now look at this pattern and let me try to confuse you. √2 irrational है, √3 irrational है. What about √4? Rational or irrational?
Rational.
Rational. Let me use Q prime, Q, because this equals 2, but this is non-recurring, non-terminating. √5, √6, √7, √8. ये सब किस किस्म के नंबर है? रैशनल्स हैं या इरेशनल्स हैं?
Irrational.
Rational.
And what about √9?
Rational.
रैशनल आ गया. ये इरेशनल थे, ये रैशनल आ गया. √10, √11, √12, √15 and √16. √10 से लेके √15 रैशनल हैं या इरेशनल हैं?
Irrational.
Irrational.
And √16?
Rational.
Rational.
So what about 1.21 under the root? What about 1.96 under the root?
Irrational.
Sir, if we take an under root, so अगर terminating आ जाए तो वो rational होगा?
तो बेटा अब तुम इतने बड़े हो कि मुझे बता सकते हो 1.21 का अंडर रूट क्या है?
तो सर ये rational है 1.1.
And what about this? यार कमेंट करने के बजाय हाँ 1.4. ओके. अच्छा इनको थोड़ा सा चेंज कर दिया मैंने. 1.22, 1.95 एंड नाउ धड़ाम से गिर गई. ये दोनों रैशनल थे, जरा सी चेंज की, ये दोनों के दीज वे रैशनल एंड दीज टू आर नाउ इरैशनल. अच्छा ये डिस्कशन मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ? मैंने जब यहाँ बात की थी तो आप लोगों ने, मैंने कहा दो रैशनल नंबर के दरमियान कितने रैशनल नंबर होंगे? आपने कहा इन्फिनिटी. दो रैशनल इरैशनल के दरमियान इन्फिनिटी. मैंने कहा था लेट मी कंफ्यूज यू. कंफ्यूज करने का मतलब ये था कि देखो अगर मैं इस पैटर्न पे चलूं कि होल नंबर्स के अंडर रूट, तो ऐसा लगता है जैसे बहुत थोड़े से होल नंबर्स हैं जिनके स्क्वायर रूट जो हैं वो रैशनल है, बाकी सबके रैशनल है. ग्रुप में डाल दे. हेलो. Okay, it's almost about time, but I stop my discussion here. I discussed all these examples to make students understand how heavily populated the line is by the rational numbers and the irrational numbers. अगर मैं दो rational numbers लेता हूं तो उनके दरमियान infinitely many rational numbers भी हैं, infinitely many irrational numbers भी हैं. Of course, infinitely many real numbers भी हैं. आपको ये कह दीजिए बहुत करीब हैं. अगर इनके दरमियान फाइनाइट डिस्टेंस है जो कि मैं मेजर कर सकता हूँ किसी तरह से, तो इन दो पॉइंट्स के दरमियान which look like so close together, still there are infinitely many numbers are in between. जो continuum of line है straight, this is the fundamental concept of calculus. अब मैं पिछले जितने भी सवाल पूछे उसमें कहीं किसी ने कंटिन्यूस चेंज का लफ्ज इस्तेमाल किया था. सो लफ्ज जो कंटिन्यूम है या कंटिन्यूस है, इट इज वन ऑफ द एसेंशियल कॉन्सेप्ट. मैं यहाँ कंटिन्यूस फंक्शंस की बात नहीं कर रहा, यहाँ मैं कंटिन्यूटी ऑफ नंबर्स की बात कर रहा हूँ. between any two real numbers which are not same, A and B are not same, you know that either A will be less than B or A will be greater than B. कोई दो नंबर्स हैं, इनमें से एक जरूर ट्रू होगा. अगर ये ट्रू है तो अब A और B के दरमियान जो इंटरवल बनेगा, which will be a subset of the set of real numbers, इसमें infinitely many numbers होंगे, जिसको तुम लोग लिखते चले आ रहे हो A less than X less than B. इस इंटरवल के लिए लिखते थे ना. So I'll continue this discussion in the next class with the heading of functions. And inshallah, we'll meet day after tomorrow. Thank you very much. Again, one last minute. If anybody has any question, please come up.
Sir, I don't have a question, but I got disconnected when you were taking the attendance.
Attendance?
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
Amna Vakar, 22630.
Amna Vakar. Yes. हो गई present आप? चलिए.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So, अगर अटेंडेंस के बजाय आपके पास कोई सवाल होता, मुझे ज़्यादा खुशी होती. और अगर किसी वक्त भी ये महसूस करने लगो कि मैं बहुत ज़्यादा बोर कर रहा हूँ, तो मुझे बता देना. बट मैं कुछ फंडामेंटल आइडियाज़ जो जनरली कैल्विन में हम कवर करते हैं, उनको मैं ज़रूर I'll go through them before I consider the content of this course, the subject that we have to study this semester. भले से मुझे 28 के बजाय 40 सेशन लेने पड़ जाए. I'll consider that. I'll try to give you extra time if you can manage on Sundays or Saturdays, in the afternoon, in the evening, in the night, whenever it's possible, we can have an extra session. Okay? With that, thank you very much. अपना ख्याल रखिएगा. मेरे लिए बहुत सी दुआएं.
Thank you, sir.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
अल्लाह हाफिज.
Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, Allah Hafiz, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. एक तो मुझसे ये चलता नहीं है भाई, पता नहीं क्या क्या करता रहता है.